Hey, welcome to Old Man Joke Off number 23, where we just try to bring a little levity to everybody's life before Friday turns into a busy Saturday and Sunday. I was doing some reading the other day, looking for some funny things to bring you away, and I thought, found a few things I think you might like. How is the moon like false teeth? Well, they both come out at night. Well, you're getting old when you call somebody at 8 p.m. and you ask, "Did I wake you?" It's tough getting old. I went to an antique store once and they didn't want to let me leave. It is hard getting old. Now that I'm getting older, my memory isn't what it used to be. And also, my memory isn't what it used to be. Don't mess with old people though, because for us, life in prison really isn't that much of a deterrent. Will Rogers once said, "I don't know how I ever made it over the hill without ever getting to the top." I feel that way sometimes. But there are some positives too. I think the best thing about getting old is that I start losing my looks, but my partner starts losing her eyesight. That's kind of a win-win for her. There are some problems with retirement though. You don't get any days off. I had a friend that recently had an embarrassing situation. He called the incontinence hotline and they asked him if he could hold. A little awkward. I was reading some things about Yogi Berra and some of the things he used to say. He once said, "The older you get, the earlier it gets late." He once said baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. He once said you can observe a lot by watching. He told his friend Joe Garagiola once that the future ain't what it used to be. He once told a friend of his, "You should always go to other people's funerals or they won't come to yours." He once said a nickel ain't worth a dime anymore. And he was more right than a lot of us wanted to think at the time, isn't he? I recently had to go to see a doctor. I told the doctor, "I think I might have broken my arm in 3 places." He said, "Well, you need to stop going to those places." 3 seniors I know went out for a walk. The first one says, "Windy today, isn't it?" The second one says, "No, it's Thursday." And the third one says, "So am I, let's get a beer." Little old man shuffled into an ice cream parlor and he painfully climbed up on a stool. He ordered a banana split. The waitress came up and she said, "Crushed nuts?" He said, "No, just arthritis." Listen, you're getting old when your birthday cake is a fire hazard. But don't let that get you down because it's too hard to get back up again. I thought the other day, what do you call a bear with no teeth? Any ideas? A gummy bear. I asked my barber the other day if he could cut my hair a little too short on one side, leave me a big bald spot on the top, and make it look really ragged in the back. He said, "I can't do that." I said, "Why not? You did it the last time." A man walked into a dentist office and he said, "Hey doc, I think I'm a moth." The doctor says, "Well, if you think you're a moth, why did you come into a dentist office?" And the guy says, "Well, the light was on." I heard Norm Macdonald tell that story one time. It was about a 10-minute story. Whew. And last of all, for you golfers, a golf classic. An old man and a 20-year-old were out on the golf course. They were paired together for a tournament. They're playing a long par 5 with a dog leg around some tall, tall trees. The young man starts lining up his shot to put it out in the fairway. When the old man says, "Son, when I was your age, we used to hit that ball over those trees, not around to the side." So the 20-year-old says, "Well, he could do it, I could do it." So he lined his first shot up, boom, lost it in the trees. Lined a second shot up, same thing, boom, lost it right in the trees. Aggravated. Then the old man said, "Yeah, we used to hit it over those trees, but of course back then those trees were only about 6 foot tall." Listen, it's Friday. Have a great rest of the week, great weekend. Make it to church. If you hadn't already made that plan, I recommend you sure go out and do that. Have a blessed day. Like and subscribe. And this is Old Man joke off. This is number 23. We're going to continue doing these every single week. Just bring a little levity in everybody's life. So until we talk again, let's all age well together. God bless.